Down on the bottom left-hand corner, we have in 3D, it is young D Dan, which is our human representative.
Ooh. And in the top right, our potential bot in action. Give it up for, this time, our blue Protoss, AlphaStar, at least who we think it is.
So AlphaStar is going around and looking for proxies, basically, as its very first move here. And I kind of like that sort of thing, that it is checking certain areas. I kind of find it interesting, too. Like, one of the things that has maybe surprised me most, and it's probably because it is still based on supervised learning and not unsupervised learning, but a lot of the timings and behaviors are still very similar to what human would do, including scouting behavior. And I would have thought that scouting behavior in particular would be very different when done from an AI compared to a person, just because of how it values certain information and what it would do. But a lot of its scouting patterns and when it goes and how it goes and where it looks seem very derived probably off the human examples that it got, and so on. But even like little things like annoying someone at the mineral patch, that it went right after a gateway, that it sent the probe that went after a gateway as opposed to like another random probe, which you might expect a AI to do, is kind of interesting. But I think some of that may be following example of what it's seen actually work in the past. Basically, I was just talking about, if you remember back to Mana and TLO playing it, one of the things people pointed out the most was that it was intentionally oversaturating its main, sometimes up to like 24, 25 probes on the mineral line.
Natural.
But now in both the Terran games and in this one, it is diverting the probes down to the natural, even before the natural is finished. And it wasn't doing that before. And so I wonder if that's something that was an error before and it's learned to correct it, or what? Like, what's prompted that change in behavior? Because it actually seemed decent from what it was doing before, and humans were actually questioning, like, is this actually better?
Did anybody ever actually sit down and do the math on it?
I think the actual math is that it's worse, but I think it was more of a meta.
Who did the math that it's worse?
I don't know who did it.
Math. I want to see with my own eyes.
The mining math is definitely worse, but I don't think it was a matter of, is the mining worse? It was, is it a meta play that I know that I'm going to, due to harassment, lose some of these units. And because I'm going to lose some of the units anyway, I'm just going to overmake them and then sacrifice 3 of them, and I don't care. So it was more of a meta play than a mining math play, but that was in a PvP, and I think probably at the time, it was just accepting the concept that it was going to lose 4 probes to Adepts.
Nice.
The Viking landed and got lifted up.
Marines coming in. They're going to do a little bit of damage. There we go. Phoenix do finally start to lift, even pulling some probes to help. Will clean it up in the end, and good hold out of AlphaStar. AlphaStar still super up on workers right now. So that is a beautiful spot for it to be in.
It lifted its own stalker there, too, at one point.
Oh, did it? Oh, yeah, I just saw on the replay on the stream. That's funny.
Yeah. Don't know.
I could see that to save it against Zerglings or something, but a Marine,
but a Marine doesn't make it
help at all.
So that's kind of
yeah.
Maybe it deprioritizes it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
know. So the Phoenix coming in here now, getting a lot more worker kills. The Oracle earlier obviously got a ton. Adepts are going to sneak into the main base as the Phoenixes serve as a distraction.
Yeah, and this is what I was hoping to see, something a lot more aggressive, a lot more harass-oriented out of AlphaStar, which is what we're seeing. We're seeing those Adepts coming and getting some kills. The Phoenix just non-stop keeping young D Dan pinned up in his base.
Yeah, he's much more active with all this this time, going up to a 3rd base here.
Yeah, I really like Phoenix against bioplay. Just the ability to prevent medevac drops and even a few Vikings that pop out there usually. Like here, boom, able to dive on top of that, kill it. Oh, looks like they're even going to get the Raven. Oh, they stopped to kill the Cyclone. Loses the Phoenix, but does not get the Raven, unfortunately. Oh, going to lose another Phoenix to the turret. Yeah, maybe getting a little bit too aggressive. Might need to back out and get some shields here momentarily. Ooh,
Yeah.
get the Raven. Does get it.
Cyclone will grab another one. And again, we see it kind of flying, having trouble with the concept of the auto turrets, like not really showing them respect and flying them.
Even the missile turrets, they've been getting a lot of shots off, both in the Terran series and in this one now. The missile turrets, because it kind of pokes in. It's like, oh, there's a turret there. It can take a hit or two, but then it pulls back. It's like you should pull back immediately.
Here, Phoenix coming in here again, trying to get the Raven, but walking into Cyclone range, taking a bit of damage.
With the scan there to keep that lock on.
Yeah. We'll be able to take out the Viking and then back out. And AlphaStar wasting no time going up to 4 bases.
Blue Flame on the way. I really like that for our turn player, as well as the Mag Field Accelerator, obviously. But these Phoenix finally actually regrouped with a couple more, and they're going to find a few stragglers here or there, as young D-Dan does attempt a push in what is here to protect just an Immortal, a couple zealots. Yeah, this should be plenty to deflect. It does get the Colossus, which is kind of nice. But I guess there's not really a whole lot for the Colossus to kill anyway. You know, not a lot of Marines or anything like that. So getting this Immortal would be a much bigger deal.
It will stay alive here, I think.
The last 2 Marines gonna die here. And that should do it for bioproduction. Yeah, we're just seeing Cyclones, Vikings, Widow Mines coming out of young D-Dan here. So he's really gonna try to buckle down with that mech play to try to combat this Phoenix force, which is just still picking off workers, slowing things down, keeping young D-Dan busy, and unable to really focus his efforts on AlphaStar's base or anything like that. Oh, and this might, man, AlphaStar really took a big lead in army supply. This might just be enough. Not a lot of energy on the Phoenix. That's lucky for young D-Dan, but I think this might break through.
Yeah, the Immortal in the back, I think, is going to be very helpful here. A couple of these Cyclones going down. Workers do have to get pulled off, but he's now picked up the remaining 2 Cyclones. Nice Widow Mine shot, but picking up the other one before it can burrow. And
boom! Oh, no GG!
No GG!
No GG!
Respect the computer.